Good morning, dear viewers. Welcome to this edition of Lumen This Day. My name is Sydney Mwamainda, and on set with me is Grace Kasapato. Grace, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Sydney. How are you this morning?
I'm very fine, thank you.
That's
Vincent,
good.
welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Sydney, and welcome, viewers.
So a lot of things happening, dear viewers, in our beloved country of Zambia. But we pick on a few, 3 or 4 items that we'll look at. But to begin with, we are greeted by news from the central bank in Zambia, the Bank of Zambia, that there will be new notes coming beginning 31st of March 2025. The new notes are a 500 kwacha note, a 200 kwacha note, and a 5 kwacha has been relegated to the coin, and a 2 kwacha joining the coins that have always been there. This news has been greeted by mixed feelings from the public. The policymakers are discussing, the communities are discussing, families, people on the street are discussing, and the major concern of the people, or maybe what is coming out prominently from a common man and woman on the street, is that 500 kwacha ukataya nishiwaruza. So, colleagues, that is the story that we have, one of that we've picked on.
Yeah, the central bank said the change of banknotes, it's because they're going to be user friendly. Just like you said, imagine you get on a bus going to Mtendere, you're paying a 15 kwacha, then you remove a banknote of a 500, and then you have 5 of you in that a bus that have a 500. How is it user friendly to the people, and also to our sliding door by door operators? How are they? Because they're also finding it difficult just to change 100 kwacha, even a 50 kwacha. Now imagine a 500 kwacha note. I don't know, Vincent, what do you think about that?
Yeah, well, that's just one of the things that, of course, will be a little bit difficult for the business people, not just the bus conductors, but generally business people. Because look, we are talking about tomatoes and so on, and someone wants to buy a tomato of, I don't know, maybe they have 2 kwacha or so, and then they produce a 500. I think that can also be another issue in terms of how are we going to change the money and so on. But yeah, the other thing that I've also noticed is that the currency itself, there are quite a number of features that are missing, which we've seen on the currency that we've always had and consistently being there, like the coat of arms. I haven't seen the coat of arms on the new note, and the K on the kwacha just has 200, 500 and so on. Yeah, it is written on top kwacha, but the K is missing. So yeah, those are just some of the features that people who have to look out for. And yeah, some people would think, is it a Zambian kwacha or what? Because yeah,
okay.
Yeah, so I think those are just some of the things that people should look out for.
Yeah, actually, like you say, I think a study of the new currency is one important aspect, because we know there's a town in Lusaka which they say everything comes from there, and so people can be swindled, people can be conned. So people need to really look at these notes when they come out on the 31st of March. It will not be easier to find these new notes, the 500 kwacha, the 200 kwacha, and maybe even from the onset we should mention that it is not the first time actually that Zambia is introducing big notes. We've always had the introduction of big notes, and the issue of saying no, change will be a problem, ukataya, has always been there, but we've always overcome it. But what is key is not to be conned, not to be given fake money. Sometimes even the same monies that have been in put as the paper that has been put as a notification for the new note. People, some crooked people tend to get the front and the back and they put them together and they start going before people see the new notes, then they think, yamene, and then gatugulisa mkantemba ufunu nkalako chena ya new one, you see, and people who bring that one and then you give the change and the like. But the Bank of Zambia, again, through the statement by Bank Governor Dan Kariaria, Dr. Dan Kariaria, have said that this is an initiative which did not start yesterday, but it started by the approval of the Bank of Zambia board in July 2021. So this has just now coming to fruition, and then, like they've said, and we all know that money has characteristics, and one of the characteristics of money is that it need to be easier to carry, and then also as a medium of exchange. You know, the cost of living has just gone so high, such that sometimes when you are going to ShopRite, not all people have ATMs. Some people carry cash, and so because things have become too expensive, you find someone is carrying a lot of banknotes to an extent that this is becoming
risky.
A risk to a person. Someone goes to the bank and withdraws a big bag of banknotes, and everyone is seeing that that person is from the bank and is carrying money, and the pockets are like this. It can't fit well even in the wallet. But if you have these banknotes which are a little bit larger in terms of the value, the counting value, that is, then you carry a few of them. So when Grace talks about the issue of change in the bus and the like, even today, as we use buses, conductors would say, kukwera kona ingono kusakirira tuma change, something like that. So it's our responsibility. Bank of Zambia is calling that as stakeholders, people need to do what, to support the idea. They say it's good for our country and the like. But one thing that we cannot run away from is that printing new money. Actually, we should not just talk about the 500 kwacha and the 200 kwacha. The reality is that the currency has been changed. The old notes will all go away. They will fade, and then the minister has actually to give an instrument or an SI, a statutory instrument, which will explain and inform the people when these notes the old ones will fade away. But at present, what will happen is that the old notes and the new notes will be working hand in hand together. Yes, but there's a cost in printing new currency. Which has also raised the debate. If you follow some media pages or some social media pages, you hear people are talking of millions of kwachas that has been used. And I think one man who may be very happy is President Murioke.
That's what I want.
he was always campaigning on the issue of printing new money. We are suffering. Why can't you print new money? Just print new money. Print a lot of it. Something like that. But printing a lot of it, again, economically has some...
It's a strain.
Because it doesn't promote or bring down inflation. It actually goes up. Though they say printing new money, again, there's profit, but I think it's marginal.
It comes with another
one critical issue, again, like I said, is that because there will be this statutory instrument that will stipulate when the old currency will have to fade away. It also means that people who keep money in their homes need to be up and running to ensure that the amounts of monies that they have, either they take to the bank or they spend. But again, if you have a lot of it, the security wings will be on you. They will ask, where have you gotten this money from? You have to explain money which is yours. So those are issues. And then maybe the other issue again is that we need to know that the value will not change. So if you had 500 kwachas and then you have a one note 500 kwacha, it's still the same value. Nothing changes. But from the minds of people, when you give someone 100 kwacha, because one knows that there's a 500 kwacha, then some people will be looked at as is greed. Pasa 100 kwacha instead you pasa 500 kwacha. So there's also that in people. Yes.
Me, my point still goes to
the issue of change.
Exactly. In 2013, the currency was rebased. And the reason for rebasing the currency was because they wanted a smoother transition and very simple exchange rate between the trader and the seller, so that they can relate in a much they can actually work with a smaller amount of notes as they are doing their business. But the coming of new notes.
Okay. Looks like we have a caller.
Okay.
Maybe. Good morning. Welcome to Lumen this day. They've cut. I think maybe it was by mistake. Okay, so you were
maybe
saying
they'll call.
Maybe they'll call, yeah. And actually, maybe it is also a reminder that the viewers are welcome to make their comments on the stories that we have. Before we even leave this, maybe I should also mention that the other story that we'll look at is the guys in town, in Lusaka town, that are stealing things from vehicles. They're getting laptops and what, but that is one thing that will come to later. For now, Grace should finish her point.
The Bank of Zambia released a statement that was in 2013, stating that the main reason why they had rebased was for inconvenience and risk in carrying large sum of money for transactions, increased difficulties in maintaining bookkeeping and statistical records, and ensuring accountability with data processing software. So now, they have they came to this conclusion because of what was happening previously with the notes that we had. They had come to this conclusion, saying if we rebase our banknotes, maybe there will be a smoother transition of transactions, and there will be easy processes of bookkeeping. And then they have just introduced that one, and they're saying it's because it's going to be user friendly. And then I don't know, it's really confusing, because in 2013 they rebased because they wanted people to be carrying less amount of money for smoother transaction. Then they increase, and then they're saying it's going to be user friendly. It's really confusing to the people out there. And to myself as well. And I don't know if you're not going to be affected by this, but I feel it's affecting each and everyone, because it's like we keep on changing, just like you said. It's because they want to increase the value. Printing new currencies actually gives more profits, but it has a certain impact on the economy, because there will be so much resources that will be used to actually print the new notes.
So I think on that one, first of all, we need to be very clear. The value remains the same. The value of the kwacha, the value of the coin remains the same for the Zambian economy, so to say. Yeah. But then the reasons you've given and the reasons they've given now, you're very correct. They are the same. The same commitment to providing currency which is secure, efficient, user-friendly, and well-suited for everyday transaction. The reasons are the same. If you make a subtraction, you talked of 2013, yeah, and we are in 2025.
Yeah.
You see how many years have passed.
Yeah.
So the issue that comes into play mostly is the issue of inflation. Inflation meaning that the cost of commodities and services have generally increased, and therefore you have to carry a lot of money for you to do a transaction. Yes. So in order to cut on that, the risks that we talked about, if you are carrying a lot of money in your pockets, everyone is seeing, sorry to say, thieves or people who are crooked or who are after stealing and they like, they're thieves. They will always tell that what that person has in the pocket, what that person has in that handbag, you see, there should be money there. So they'll follow you up. They can kill you. So those are the reasons. And like I said even earlier, it is not the first time Zambia is changing notes or currencies or introducing new banknotes. Yeah, it has always happened. And it happens sometimes after 5 years, sometimes after 10 years, and the like. The problem is inflation. And why inflation? Because Zambia, I think when we were in primary school, depending on which school you went to, you would have learned that Zambia is an importing country. We don't normally export. And so our economy is always hit in the knees. You see? So even this change of notes that has happened now may have to change again. Even now they are saying maybe again in a few years there could even be another initiative of wanting to change or to rebase again. You see? So the 500 kwacha we are talking about, when they rebase, they remove 10, we'll be talking of 500 kwacha, which is now a 50 kwacha. And those others will become, a 50 kwacha will become a 5 kwacha. And think of a 5 kwacha now. What was it going to be? They will just remove it because it will be 0.05, which doesn't make sense. So the cry has always been that we need to be a producing country. Not only copper, agriculture, people have been talking of energy in terms of maybe we become manufacturers of, we have copper, we have what, we can be making batteries, yeah, electrical batteries and the like. But these are things that are taking time to start. And because of these issues that are there of delaying or not taking steps and the like, we'll continue to talk about this. And
the more because what you're saying that we have copper in the country, we can start producing batteries. I think if they had put this into implementation like in the back days, because now we're just saying no, if we start it now it's going to cost us so much money. If we start it now and the years keep going and things keep on increasing, and the cost of living keeps on increasing, why don't we start the implementation now, so that even as we going forward, the loss that we would have made now, we'll be able to recover it as the years come. Yeah,
procrastination has a cost, a huge one actually.
Actually, because the way we keep on changing the notes, and we keep on spending. We're spending a huge sum of money each and every time. And then if we look at the money that we keep on spending, rebasing and also changing currencies, it's if we're to invest that into something that can actually build something great, because we need to start importing, exporting, because we have always been importing. And then even in a house, you cannot always be spending money and then you are not actually generalizing money into the house. By the end of the day, you'll be bankrupt in the house. You won't have money to buy salt, because you keep on spending and spending and spending. Yeah.
So points taken, and I hope the policymakers, the people that advise those that run the economy, including ourselves, maybe of course we are playing our part by speaking, is it? Yeah. But maybe also Vincent talked about the K is not there, whatever. That is, I don't know, but the Bank of Zambia said they will maintain the K. Is it KMW? Those, and Kwacha remains what? But one thing that they've introduced, they said they've picked on some features that are prominent, for example, the Victoria Falls and other things. So those are things that we ought to learn. And they have also said that I think there's also need of sensitization, and hopefully one time we can have someone from Bank of Zambia sitting here and telling our people in the communities. And when we talk of the cost of living becoming very expensive and the like, we'll ask director to maybe just show a video that I picked yesterday. I don't think it has a proper sound or what, but I found people, director can give us the video of the mini meal. I found people queuing up for mini meal, and it's sad. It's not interesting. Kindly show us the video of the mini meal. So those are some of the scenes that we are having in Zambia, and that was at a garden house, people queuing up for mini meal. And this morning when I was passing, the shop was closed last evening, but then people in the morning that I found were saying, unga unasalako, but then so we don't know where this mini meal has gone. Again, maybe we move away from this, but that is just a typical example or a case in point of how expensive things have become and the like. Maybe director, again, show us now the next story we are looking at of people that are stealing in town. That of course we got from social media. Those are images that we got from social media of people who are stealing in town. They are stealing from vehicles. Vincent, what is the update on that as of today?
Yeah, it's a sad situation. The update is that 3 have been arrested, and investigation is still going on because a few things were stolen. I think one was found with an Apple phone, and through the same phone they are trying to talk to the owner and to get more information on how they can track even other people that have been stealing, because 3 of course have been arrested, But of course, there are even more that are still doing the same and were involved in the crime. I think it's a very good thing that has happened, because that place became a very bad place to be in, especially when the vehicles are moving slow or parked. Yeah, they will just jump into the vehicle and steal something from the vehicle, which doesn't really look like a Zambian thing. When I saw the pictures, looks like it's a different country altogether. But yeah, this is happening in Zambia, and it's good that as quickly as possible they have been arrested, and even more likely will be arrested.
I think the arrests are a good thing that is happening.
Yeah.
You know, of late people were walking in Lusaka town freely and in another town freely because people who steal phones were being traced. But of late you hear people complaining that no phone yanga banaba. And then naenda ku polisi, they're asking for a lot of money actually to help you again. And people are like, why should I give to the police to help me in the investigations or following up? Not that the police are stealing, but that the money helps them in tracing the people, making calls, and I don't know other things that they do. But the money has just become a little bit exorbitant for maybe also because for the economy has become biting. But truth be said, the charges that or the services that the police are providing have become expensive, and people are resorting to inkale che phone yanga nzaikirapo che pali ni gure inanga. And so you find people they are working in towns now like this with their phones, you see. But in the past, someone would just even put the phone in the back pocket and he's working, no one gets it, because we had reached a point where people could walk phones, and then if someone got it, but that thing has gone to sleep again, and this is now what we are seeing. People are taking advantage. That clip that we've seen, that man actually stole the phone. It's at Cafe Roundabout, and there's always an officer there that are controlling traffic. He's busy with the traffic. And then the other thing that I have seen is that people were there. They saw that, and that man was walking so comfortably after grabbing that phone. I feel it was wrong. People could have worked together to at least hold that man captive, so that as the police come to get him, they would have actually had him actually. So I think we should work together as a community in such incidences, as we are waiting for the police to come and also intervene. But what I mean by this is that we're not saying we take the law into our hands, but where we see, to say like that, the way that man actually grabbed that phone. That car was actually moving, and the other cars that were there, people could have moved out of their cars and be able to do what? To apprehend that man and then call for help from the police. But I saw that man was comfortably walking after committing crime, which is so bad. The junkies, you can see that the people they're like taking over, and people are now like scared to say, maybe I don't know, let's work together as a community to help one another. There's something that is just happened, maybe it's happening in a home, and then our neighbor is being attacked, and then we're just seated, not doing anything. That is what was happening there, and then this thief is walking freely like they haven't done anything. We call for unity as we move in these streets. Let's be a brother, a sister's keeper. Okay. So the other story is the FAZ elections, the presidents is getting hot and hot. People are filing in. Maybe Mr. Piri, you're well vested with Zambian football. Then just tell us who has filed in so far. So far 9 have filed in for presidential, for the presidential seat at Football Association of Zambia, including the incumbent Andrew Kamanga. So there's Keith Mwemba, Hafwiti. Anyway, 9 have filed in, a good number. And when are the elections? The elections are next month on the 31st. And at the moment, they have just filed in.
and there's a scrutiny that is happening, and for eligibility and so on. So on the 17th of February, that's when the candidates that will be on the ballot will be announced. So at the moment, yes, they've filed in, but on the 17th, that's when we will know exactly who is going on the ballot. And I think the story that is coming in is that of the incumbent, the president now, Andrew Kamanga. They said he has also filed in. He had some case in January when Zambia was at the Africa Cup. I think we all heard in the papers that he carried, I think, about 3 or 4 people that went to the Ivory Coast, and with money that was supposed to be for the Football Association of Zambia, used allowances and so on, and the DEC came in, and he has to clear himself, and we don't know whether he is going to be on the ballot or not at the moment. But the DEC has that case, and the eligibility requires that they should be they should not have a case like what happened with Karusha Walia. He was dropped because he had some cases and so on. Yeah.
Okay, so beloved viewers, I think that is what this program could accommodate for today, and then we ask that you join us again on Tuesday at 9 hours for another episode. For today, from me, Grace, and Vincent, it's bye, and continue watching Lumen TV Zambia.